We are now firmly part of the digital era. Flows of data and information of unimaginable scope connect the world. In this world of big data, all information is captured, but by whom and what for? Do we need rules to safeguard the freedoms of the World Wide Web, to protect the individual's private sphere, and at the same time to protect societies? German and American experts are discussing these questions at the Transatlantic Cyber Dialogue. The first round took place at the German Foreign Office in Berlin.
Daten sind Macht.
Data is power, and power must be subject to rules. And those rules must be based on values shared on both sides of the Atlantic. Ground rules. In the past, the game hasn't always been played very openly, and that eroded trust between partners. Nobody gains when people talk about each other instead of to each other. That's what the Transatlantic Cyber Dialogue is meant to change.
Germany have long been partners and friends on the world stage. Our two countries have one of the strongest economic relationships in the world. Through NATO, we have worked together for decades toward the shared goal of a Europe that is free and at peace. We have forged groundbreaking bilateral agreements to fight terrorism, to cooperate on law enforcement and homeland security. This close and productive relationship is possible because Germany and the United States share the same values.
Values. It's also a debate about values, and on the initiative of the German Foreign Office, the aim is to discuss it on as broad a basis as possible and to actively include civil society. For a human rights organization, data security is incredibly important because we often deal with people who work secretly, with sources where it's absolutely vital that no information be revealed about where they live, what they do or what their names are, otherwise their lives would be in danger. And what about the debate on security in both the economic and private realm, and all in a global context? Answers and rules based on a national context are insufficient. We have to agree on common standards for the Internet because the net is international, and so the rules governing it have to be international. But rules enshrined in national law alone are not enough. Businesses have to contribute too.
Companies must become more accountable. They need to build frameworks for ethical use of data. The most important thing is that companies appoint individuals who are going to be responsible for how data is used when it is used in this kind of predictive way, when it is brought together in a big data project.
Big data will continue to occupy people and be part of their lives. Whether it will be associated with negatives instead of being perceived as an opportunity will also be decided by initiatives like the Transatlantic Cyber Dialogue. Trust-building measures could be a good start.
So the challenge, I think, is to adapt the principles to the current world. I think that the individual control and transparency are challenged in the current regulatory environment.
How much security do we need? And how much freedom will we have to give up to achieve it? These questions will be addressed at subsequent rounds of the Cyber Dialogue. The relationship between security and freedom, security and privacy, has to be a sensible one. And that is something that Benjamin Franklin had in mind when he said, "He who sacrifices freedom for security deserves neither." And that's why it's good that we get down to work in the spirit of Benjamin Franklin.
An die Arbeit gehen.